And what a fight weekend we have coming up in Birmingham, England. The USA and the UK will battle it out at MVPW 6 this Saturday, August 29th. Headlined, of course, by Mikaela Mayer and Chantelle Cameron in one of the biggest pound-for-pound matchups women's boxing has to offer. So excited to watch it all go down, and even more excited to be welcoming in the American half of the main event. Joining us ahead of her MVP debut, Miss Mikaela Mayer. Mikaela, thanks so much for joining us.
You're welcome. I literally just got off the plane here in Birmingham, so perfect timing, but I'm here.
Exactly, you are here. And how amped are you for this battle? And how could this potentially be, as Chantelle put it, maybe the fight of the year?
It definitely will be at least a contender for fight of the year. I know I've had several in the past few years. I always come out and put on a show. I let my hands go, and so does Chantelle. She always lets her hands go, and she always brings a fight. So it's one of the reasons why I wanted the fight with Chantelle. We go way back in the amateur days, and we've stayed pretty cool. So this isn't like a heated rivalry. We don't hate each other. We have a ton of respect for each other. But it's a fight we've always wanted. So I'm glad we got to make it.
We love it. So with that comfortability, I mean, how have you kind of maybe prepped differently for this fight compared to others?
Well, I have my system in camp and the things that I do, the things that have worked for me. I'm going on 10 years as a pro now, so I know what works. But, you always got to study for your opponent. You got to study, come up with a strategy, because this is a sweet science at the end of the day, and you don't want to make it a tough fight. You want to make the fight as easy as possible. So we've just studied her, and we've got a great game plan. I feel better than ever. I'm boxing better than ever, and I'm more confident than ever. So I'm gonna go in there and do my thing.
I'm curious. I know you said that you guys are pretty cool, but do you guys ever text? Do you call each other, like, especially during a week like this, like, or is it just kind of
not that cool. I don't even have her number, but I have been back and forth on like Instagram DM for years, just because she had a big rivalry with one of my last opponents. They came up in the GB team together, and we've done camps together back in the day as amateurs. So we're cool in that sense, but no, not like FaceTiming cool.
She said, I don't have her number. That's enemy number one. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So speaking of your amateur days, I know you were 18 years old, right, when you first got into the ring. What made you want to get into the sport?
I kind of had a rough little upbringing. I was in my fourth high school by the time I hit my senior year. And I sort of just had this like epiphany that I wanted to be good at something. I remember just saying that to myself: I want to be successful. I want to be good at something. And I wasn't doing sports anymore. I wasn't doing anything productive, no hobbies other than running around with my friends, ditching class. So I decided to just walk into the local boxing gym, pick up a new sport. And I think like most people who start fighting, they become obsessed. And I went from immediately, from not training and running around the streets of the valley to I want to be the best female fighter in the world. Like, it was that immediate. A few years later, they announced they were going to allow women to the Olympics for boxing for the first time, and I made that my goal.
Wow, well, you have certainly done a lot since then, and of course, one of your big career moments was back in 2016 at the Olympics. How have you seen yourself and the sport of women's boxing evolve since then?
Oh my gosh, so much. I competed in the first ever women's Olympic trials. I lost in the finals. I came back 4 years later, ended up winning it. But even after the Olympics, I really don't feel like I got everything I hoped to get from the Olympic experience. Maybe because, one, I think boxing wasn't one of the Americanized sports. It wasn't really the athletes weren't really getting the sponsors, the endorsement deals, and the TV time. And I just knew that I had to go somewhere else to make the most of my athletic career. But at this time, promoters still weren't signing women. So professional promoters, they still didn't have women on their roster. So it was a risky decision, but I was willing to take that risk and got an interview and a sit down talk with Top Rank Boxing, and became their first female to sign with them in over a decade, since Mia St. John days. So that really propelled my career as a professional.
Wow, so you've got the experience in the ring, right? But also outside as a broadcaster. How has that kind of helped you do what you do?
Yeah, I love that now. I mean, I've been doing it for some time. with ESPN. I was asked to commentate the Olympics for NBC, last Olympics for boxing. And so I feel like I really got my feet wet now. At first, it was frustrating. It was really challenging for me. It's not as easy as it looks to some people, but I really enjoy it now because it still allows me to be a part of boxing. I'm using my mind, right? Like I'm on the other side of the ropes, but you still have to challenge your mind and think and study your opponents and realize where their weaknesses are and what potentially their game plans are. So it keeps me sharp when I'm not in the gym.
Well, she really does it all. Mikaela Mayer, thank you so much. We are so excited to watch you do your thing this upcoming weekend at MVPW 6. Thanks so much for the time.
Thanks, guys. It's going to be great. Tune in.
Absolutely. Again, you can watch Mikaela Mayer and Chantelle Cameron this Saturday, August 29th, beginning at noon Eastern. That is on ESPN+.